Hi guys, my name is Jordan Harvey and welcome to my channel. So I'm doing the BookTube Newbie Tag because obviously I am a newbie. This is my first video and I figured that this would be a good way for you guys to get to know me and a good way to introduce myself, so let's get to it. Question number one is, why did you start this channel? The answer is pretty consistent throughout all of the BookTube Newbie Tag people, and that is pretty obvious. It's because I love reading and writing and books in general, so it's just a nice place to kind of voice my opinions and talk to people and join a community of people who have similar interests as me. So I think that this is a good opportunity for me to kind of just vent about the things that I love and hate about books and writing and stories. Question number two is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? So I think for me, I'm less concerned about what I can bring to BookTube and more just interested in joining a community of people that have similar interests to myself. But I do write and I am very serious about my writing and about storytelling, so I think that my combination of writing and reading opinions and ideas might be a little different from some people who just read, and obviously my tastes in books are different than everyone else's. Everyone is kind of unique in their own way, and that I can bring something of myself to BookTube, and that should be hopefully enough. Question number three is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? And I think for me it's just that it gives me an excuse to read more and write more and talk about reading and writing, which I love to do. And you know, I'm just excited to connect with you guys, so please comment and talk to me because I love talking about books and stories. So feel free to definitely comment down below. Hopefully you guys have opinions that differ from mine and we can chat it out. Question number four is, why do you love reading? And I think everyone kind of has the same answer for this. It's because I love stories and I love the different aspects of humanity and what is human nature, and you know, I love psychology and I love seeing how different people will react to things in different ways, and stories are just a way to enrich your life and get to experience all these things without actually experiencing them. It's a way to really experience the world without leaving the house, which I should probably do more, but you know, books. So question number five is, what book or series got you into reading? I don't really have a book or series. It's a bunch of books by the same author, but the author Shannon Hale really got me into reading when I was younger, and her stories are so beautiful and so enchanting and almost poetic. They are children's literature, so the novels are short, but they're just amazing. I just love the stories. They're so interesting and unique and poetic and beautiful. So definitely Shannon Hale got me into reading at first. And then, like everyone else, I found the Twilight series when I was in my young teens, and that got me into YA. And I'm not proud of this, but I really liked those books at the time. So question number six, I think, six. The next question is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? And I don't know if I would ask them anything in particular. I'd more just like to have a conversation with them and chat about books and different opinions, because there's a lot of books that the majority of BookTube has loved that I have not loved, and I might do reviews on them later. But there's just a lot of people that I would really love to, you know, have a tea with and chat with and enjoy chatting about books with. The next question is, what challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And I think for me, I'm not too concerned about the challenges of starting a BookTube channel other than reading more. I'm very busy. I'm a full-time uni student and I do a lot of photography, so just finding time to read and review things in a proper way will probably be the hardest thing. I intend to do really well researched and thought out videos about books and about tropes and stuff. So I think just finding the time to do that might be a little hard. The next question is, when did you start reading? And I actually had a lot of trouble reading when I was young. I went to a learning center to help me read because in grade 1 I still couldn't read very well, and so I was very fortunate that I could go to a learning center to help me learn how to read. But then after that, I could not get a book out of my hands. I spent most of my time reading. I was bullied a little bit, so I didn't have a ton of friends that I could, you know, hang out with and lean on, so instead I turned to books, and that's kind of how I started reading. And so I've basically loved books and been reading from a very, very young age. The next question is, where do you read? And I say guiltily in my bed because I have back problems, so I shouldn't be doing that, but I read in my bed and on my couch. Nothing crazy. Sometimes I will go to a coffee shop and read, but that's rare because I don't like noise while I'm reading. I know some people really like kind of background noise or music while they're reading, but I am not one of those people. The next question is, what kind of books do you like to read? It's definitely sci-fi, fantasy, and YA. I know I'm not super original. A lot of people on BookTube like to read YA and fantasy and sci-fi, but I feel like my opinions might differ from a lot of the people on BookTube about these books, so I hope that I can add a little something different, and that my opinions about these things might interest you. So that is the BookTube Newbie Tag. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. I hope that I didn't bore you to tears, and I hope that you stay tuned for more content. See you next Friday. Oh, I post on Fridays. Bye! So, I post on Fridays.